Okay, so you need to go to your iPad home screen and find the app that says geometry with a triangle and a circle on it. Open that app. And the first thing we're going to do is make a trapezoid. And a trapezoid is a quadrilateral, so it has 4 sides, and it has 1 pair of parallel lines. So the first thing you need to do is choose the line tool. That's right here. And you're going to tap twice on your screen to make line AB. And at any time if you mess up, you could always do undo right up here at the top. Okay, now I want you to choose point and place a point below the line. Now, remember I said it has 1 pair of parallel lines, or 1 set of parallel lines. So choose more, and then you're going to go down to construct and find parallel line. And you're going to tap on C, tap on the line you have there already, and it will make a line parallel to AB. Now you go up to the top, choose point again, and put a point on for your last corner. Now this is going to make a trapezoid, but we have to close the figure in. So a polygon is a closed figure. Choose polygon. It's up in basic tools, and you're going to tap A, B, D, C, A to make your trapezoid. And a trapezoid is a figure with 1 pair of parallel lines. So these lines are parallel. Okay? Now I want you to go to algebra, and you're going to hide those 2 lines by tapping the gray circles. Now go back to tools. Scroll down to measure, and I want you to choose angle. Tap the center of the trapezoid, and you've got all your angles are labeled for you. Then I want you to choose distance or length, and you're going to tap each side of the trapezoid, and it will tell you how long each side is. Okay, now that's the trapezoid. It looks to me like none of the angles are equal, and none of the side lengths are equal. They don't have to be. They can be, but they don't have to be. I saw a question one time that said, can a trapezoid have a right angle? So we're going to figure that out right now. Go up to the very first tool. It's called the Move tool. And you're going to slide it over to see if you can make it a 90-degree angle. So to answer the question, can a trapezoid have a right angle or a 90-degree angle? The answer is yes, but it doesn't have to. The only thing it has to have is 2 parallel lines, or 1 set of parallel lines. And if I put my lines back on there, you can tell they're still there. They're still parallel, and no matter how I move this thing, I can move it any way I want. It still will be parallel lines, and it will still be a trapezoid. Okay? Now there's one more thing you need to know. Choose more again, and the very bottom, it's called Others. There's a tool called Pin. And on the pin, I'm gonna show you how you mark parallel lines. So I know these 2 lines are parallel to each other because they're marked with kind of the end of an arrow. And it can go either way. All right, that's your lesson on the trapezoid. 1 pair of parallel lines, 4 sides. Now we're going to make a parallelogram. And the definition of a parallelogram is opposite sides are parallel lines and opposite sides are equal. So let's start with a line again. Choose line and tap twice. Then choose point. Put a point below the line. Choose more. And under construct, find parallel line. Tap the C, tap line AB, and that gives us one pair of parallel lines. Now we're going to choose the line tool again, and I want you to tap AC. Now the parallelogram will need to have a line parallel to this one that runs through B. So we're going to choose parallel line again, tap B, tap line AC. Now if you get confused, you can pause this, rewind it, whatever you need to do, but the parallelogram is two sets or two pairs of parallel lines, and that's what we have here. So now you need to choose point, and we'll place a point at the last corner of the parallelogram. Okay, now to make this a polygon, which is a closed figure, we're going to tap A, B, D, C, A. And that is a parallelogram. Okay, we're going to hide the lines. So choose algebra. And this time you will hide 4 gray circles. Do not hide the intersection D, because we need that on there. Then go back to tools. Okay, this is a parallelogram. If you choose move, you can move it around any way you want, and it's still going to remain two pairs of parallel lines. Opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are the same length. So I want to study it a little bit. So I want you to go down to measure, choose angle. Tap in the middle of your parallelogram, and that gives you the angles. And I noticed something about this parallelogram. Opposite angles are equal too. And it doesn't matter how I move it around, they're still going to be equal. That's pretty cool. Now, let's look at distance or length. So go under measure and find distance or length. And you're going to tap on the sides of the parallelogram. And I noticed something else about the parallelogram. The parallelogram has opposite sides that are equal. And what shape does that remind you of? A rectangle. So how is the rectangle different from the parallelogram? Parallelogram has opposite sides that are equal, here and here, here and here, okay? And it also has 2 pairs of parallel lines, so opposite sides are parallel, and opposite angles are equal, okay? So how would this be marked on a paper that you're getting ready to do? I'll show you, and then I'm going to delete the lines. So if I have 2 lines here, that shows that those 2 sides are equal. And if I have 1 line here, that shows that those 2 sides are equal. And it could go a step farther. Let me undo. We could also show they're parallel and they're equal. So that would show they're parallel and they're equal. And that's just a little extra information, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this parallelogram into a rectangle to the best of our ability. So I'm going to go to move. It's the very first tool under basic tools. And to make it a rectangle, it needs to have right angles. So I figured out that these are much easier to work with if you make them bigger, And then it's easier to get them to 90 degrees. Doesn't want to be as picky that way. All right, so it's going to take a little while, but do you remember how we show a right angle in a shape? We actually show it with a little box. Oh, that's a bad box. Let me try that again. Show it with a little box. Okay, so that shows that there's right angle. And in this shape, the rectangle, we have opposite sides are equal in length, and there are 4 right angles. Okay, so that's a little bit about the rectangle. Now I want to change this rectangle to a square. I'm going to start a new video here. Okay, so now that we've got a rectangle, we're going to change it to a square. So I want you to choose the Move button. And how would we change this to a square? We would make sure all the side lengths are the same. And all the angles are right angles. All right, so now it's a square, and a square has 4 equal side lengths and 4 right angles. Now, all we're going to do is change this square to a rhombus. And the way you change it to a rhombus is you move it from 90-degree angles, but you keep your side lengths the same. So now I have opposite angles are equal. All side lengths are the same. And opposite sides are parallel. And if I put my lines back on there, you can see that I have 2 pairs of parallel lines. This is a rhombus. And now I'm going to practice with you a little bit on a page that I want you to do. So this page we're going to practice together, and then you'll do another one for a grade. But the little arrows will signify parallel lines. So that means that these 2 lines are parallel and these 2 lines are parallel. And then if you've got 2 of them, that means it's the same side length as the opposite side, and 1 matches 1. So which shape has the 2 short sides, 2 long sides, opposite sides are parallel, and no right angles? And that's a parallelogram. Okay, the next one, 2 short sides, 2 long sides, and a right angle. Rectangle. Okay, this one says it's got 1 pair of parallel lines, and there's only one shape that has 1 pair of parallel lines, and that's a trapezoid. Okay, and I see 1 pair of parallel lines again, so that's a trapezoid. Okay, now I've got 4 equal sides, no right angles, and these are opposite sides are parallel, so that is a rhombus. Okay, so this one means opposite sides are the same length and are parallel, and 4 right angles. So that is a rectangle. 4 equal side lengths at right angle. That might be the easiest one we do. Okay, this one is, I got 2 long sides and 2 short sides. Opposite sides are equal, no right angles. Okay, this one we don't practice, it's called a kite. This one we don't practice, it's called a kite. 4 equal sides and right angles. 4 equal sides, no right angles. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You're going to have another page that says quadrilaterals at the top, and all you need to do is complete that